What's up guys, this is Harshita. I'm a third year MBBS student at KIMS Koppal. So in this video, we are going to be talking about the things which you should be keeping in mind before you join MBBS. So think of me as a senior or as an elder sister who will be giving you advice before you actually start your journey of MBBS. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's start with the things. So basically this video is for all those people who have written NEET UG exam this year and have got a very good ranking and are expecting a good medical college this year. This video is for all those people also who have already got admission in a medical college, but their college hasn't been started and they want to get prepared for their MBBS journey. So we'll talk about all the 10 things which you need to keep in mind before entering MBBS. So the first thing is foundation course. Foundation course is usually a 1 month course which will be taking place before the actual MBBS starts. And in this foundation course you will be oriented to a lot of things, like for example you will be given basic knowledge about computers, basic knowledge about English speaking skills and everything, and also you will be oriented to the subjects of first year MBBS, that is the anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. You will also be told about various things you should keep in mind. Usually foundation course is different for different colleges. It depends on which college you have chosen, and yeah, that was it. So the second thing which you need to keep in mind is the things which you need to purchase before you get into your hostel, join hostel or join college. And there's a list of things. We'll go one by one. The first and the most important thing is your apron, which you need to buy, or maybe your college may provide you. It depends on college to college. And also a name badge with your name written below your college ka name. Next thing you need to purchase is stethoscope, and this is completely optional. I mean, you may be needing it in physiology experiments, in examinations, inspecting auscultations of various systems of the body, and this is a completely optional. If you want to buy, you can. If you are buying it, make sure you don't take off Litman, or any out of excitement don't go and take Litman directly in first year. But whereas you can go for a Microtone company stethoscopes which are hardly 1000, whereas Litman is 10,000 I guess. So that is not required in first year MBBS, but as I said, stethoscope is completely optional. It is not a necessary. You can take stethoscope, but make sure you take a good company one, preferably not Litman, or maybe you can go for Microtone company. So next thing which you need to purchase are books, and books has a completely different topic. I'll be making a separate video on this, on what books you need to go for it, what is the approach you need to go for books. These are the things which usually no one tells you. If you don't have a medical background person or any person in your family, you are really unaware of these things, on what to do and what not to do. And also if you don't know any seniors in your particular college, then it will be very difficult. So I will be making a separate video on what all books you need to buy for first year MBBS and how to approach them. Next thing to keep in mind is the uniform or the formal code. Now usually in my college or the colleges of South India, the uniform code which is followed is formals. For boys it is formal shirt, formal pant, black shoes, and on top of it apron, decent haircut, a decent clean shave, or maybe trimmed beard. That's it. And for girls it is kurta, long kurta with leggings, chudidar, palazzo, anything is fine. And with that any type of footwear is allowed, with obviously no heels are allowed, and you should tie your hair properly. No open hair is allowed. So that is like the decent formals uniform which is followed. I don't know much about North Indian medical colleges. You need to find out what dress code is followed in your college and what kind of you can go for. And next thing you need to purchase is a dissection kit for anatomy. So the dissection dissection kit is a separate kit for dissection purposes, and you need to keep it very hygienic, very clean. And all the tools which are required in a dissection kit, I think there are 3 types of forceps, 3 types of scissors, and there is scalpels. I don't exactly remember it because I just gave my dissection kit to my juniors now. So yeah, don't go for very over the board dissection kits. I think there is one Camlin dissection kit which is not typically a dissection kit. My friends usually got confused with it and got it for that, but no, anatomy dissection kit is completely different from biological dissection kit which you did in second PUC for staining and purposes and all. It's not like that. A proper anatomical dissection kit will have types of forceps, scalpels, and all those things. That is like the basic stuff which you should be having, along with a pair of gloves, as I told. Next important thing is lancets for physiology experiments. So in physiology, you will be going to do a lot of blood experiments. There are major blood experiments, the minor blood experiments like RBC count, WBC count, and hemoglobin estimation, and all those stuffs. And for that you will be requiring a lot of lancets. Now what are lancets? They are just separate different type, special type of needle which you will be pricking on your fingertips to take out blood and do your blood experiments. So make sure you have a stock of lancets with you from the day one of your first year MBBS. So the third most important thing to keep in mind is attendance. That is very important to keep in mind because in theory you need to keep at least 75% of attendance, and in practical you need to keep minimum of 80% attendance. And this is very important because if you don't keep it, then it depends on college to college. You will not be allowed to write the final exams, final university exams. So make sure, no matter who tells you what, no matter what your friends tells you, no matter what your seniors tells you, don't get into it. Don't miss classes no matter what happens. Especially most important thing to keep in mind is don't miss your dissection classes. It is very useful for your anatomy practical exams also, and also for your theory exams as well, because when you dissect and you look into the body and see all the structures, it goes into your mind, and when you study it, you exactly know what is where and what how. So the fourth most important thing is friend circle. You must have a very good friend circle, and in MBBS journey you will get to know a lot of people out there. There are many types of people you will get to know. You will interact with them, but at the end of the day you should make a decision of what type of friends you should want to be with and what not, because it is very easy to fall in trap in MBBS journey. It is very easy to fall in trap in bad company. Bad company reflects you, and trust me when I say this, it really ruins your life. Make sure you have a good company of friends who really encourage you, who bring the good out of you, and really encourage you in studying. Next important thing to keep in mind is interaction with seniors. I know you all will be very scared for seniors interaction. You'll be scared for ragging and stuff. Say, I can't comment on this. This literally depends on college to college, which college you're going through and all. Actually, when I say seniors interaction, it is more of it's like you are interacting with someone more experienced than you, and someone who is knows how to do things and really help you whenever you are having any problem, or whenever you don't know how to do anything or any kind of stuff, you feel any challenges is there in your life, you can always approach your seniors. They'll always be there to help. So do interact with seniors and ask for help whenever you need it. Sixth thing is maintaining a study routine. Now, firstly, when your MBBS journey starts after the foundation course, usually the professors and all will be teaching in a very fast manner. You really can't cope up with it. So, in order to cope up with it, you need to have a separate studying schedule apart from all the other activities as well. Make sure you have a study routine, maybe you can study for minimum 2 to 3 hours per day is very much fine in first year MBBS, I guess. And it's very easy to maintain also. Have study breaks in between, freshen up, go out with friends, have a talk, and discuss. Maybe you can make a study group and discuss what all difficulties you're facing, and get back to your study routine as and when possible. um, try to be as consistent as possible, because if you are consistent now, tomorrow it will definitely reflect it in your marks or grades in the final exams, or as well as internals as well. So make sure you keep a study routine and not get distracted easily by any other external sources. So the seventh important point to keep in mind is maintaining a hostel life. Now, I know a lot of people have never been in hostel, or maybe this is the maybe you have been in hostel before, but it was in your PUC, and PUC hostel life is so strict, and now it is MBBS hostel life. Trust me when I say this. I have never been in hostel in my entire life until I joined MBBS, and this was the first time I was entering a hostel and living a hostel life. And it is very easy to get homesick, and get very sad sometimes, like you're missing your home, you're missing your family, relatives. If you're living in a joint family, then you will be missing your grandparents and cousins and stuff, and everything, that those interactions, and happy environment all around. But mess food and hostel food, getting adjusted to it, it's a whole different kind of process. And trust me when I say this, you will get adjusted to it. Just have patience and give it some time. Okay, at least I took, I think, 1 month, I think, to get adjusted to this hostel life. I was not feeling like staying over here. I was not feeling safe over here, the most important thing is. And as and when the days passed, after 1 month, 2 months, I got adjusted to this hostel life. I learned a lot of adulting stuffs and everything. And this is how life works. This is how hostel life works. Whenever you feel homesick, just call your family or video call them and just talk with them. And whatever happened today, just talk with them, and you'll just feel light. And that is all about. Next most important thing hostel life teaches you is money management. Now, when in the initial days of MBBS, when you first get into the hostel life, your parents send you pocket money every month. Whatever expenses you have, they'll send you money. But it is very easy in the initial days of hostel life to go overboard and do a lot of expenses, randomly spending money on unnecessary items, which is is not at all for your productivity or anything. So it's very easy in hostel life to get overboard. And a very pro tip which I will be giving you is to maintain the record of your expense. Keep a diary or keep a journal or anything, and keep it separate for your expenses only. When you write down your expenses, you keep a track record of what all expenses you are having. When you do this, you'll get more aware of what all expenses you're doing, and you will just not go shopping overboard unnecessarily. You can keep a separate limit for your monthly expenses, or also for your weekly expenses also. That will be really, really helpful. It has helped me through. Even today I keep a monthly expenses journal with me, and whatever expense I do, whatever kharch I do, I just write it down and keep a track record of it, so that I can evaluate at the end of the month how much expenses have been got and how I can reduce it the next month. So make sure to keep money management in your fingertips. So that was all about it, all the things which you need to keep in mind before joining MBBS. You can treat me as your elder sister or a senior. I just wish someone had told me all this stuff when I was in first year, but unfortunately there was no one. So yeah, this is it. If you really like watching this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll meet you super soon in my next video. Until then, stay happy and keep smiling.